I'm Megan Van Petten, founder of the Esports Trade Association and host of the Esports Connected podcast. I am inspired to share key tidbits from several interviews conducted with industry influencers over the 3-day span of our Esports Next Conference. To be able to celebrate and learn from those who are shaping our community is such an honor. Press play and let the waterfall of knowledge wash over you as it did for me. Enjoy.
An amazing guest on the show right now. We're here at the Esports Trade Association Esports Next Conference. You have 2 minutes to tell us who you are and what you do, and you're going to be in the hot seat as we go right now. Ready? Go. 2 minutes.
Okay, Josh Otero. I am the CEO and co-founder of NutriGMR. So NutriGMR is basically a healthy alternative to the traditional energy drinks. Think of Red Bull, we're the opposite. So started studying, esport athletes a few years ago. My co-founder is a sports scientist and really saw this need that gamers and esport athletes were drinking these energy drinks and it was causing all sorts of negative side effects. Calls me up and he says, "Hey Josh, let's start this company really to help focus on esport athletes and gamers and give them healthy alternatives that's specifically designed for them versus, your regular energy drinks that are trying to get you all jacked up. We're trying to help you with the focus and concentration." So that's really what we designed, and that's what we're coming to market with. We want to help people. We want to help them perform better. The other thing that I do and that I'm very happy to announce is, I'm the founder and chairman of the Warrior Gamer Foundation. The Warrior Gamer Foundation really brings together two communities, the active duty and the vets, together with, the gamers. And we engage in meaningful interactive play. So what that does is that teach leadership, coping, that gives vets a purpose. It teaches them. And gamers, they don't have the traditional path that a regular athlete has. So by teaching them these skills that they may be missing, we're able to provide them that leadership skill to be able to cope better, to play in game better, and to elevate their overall performance. Recently we just did an event where it's a Rocket League tournament in Denver, Colorado, where we had all the sports, the military branches compete in a Rocket League.
Oh, yeah?
First ever military esports tournament where all the branches, including Space Force and Coast Guard, were there. So this was, an Army won, but this is just year one. So, we're excited to really help people and bring them healthy nutrition products and bring communities and build communities together.
Under 2 minutes. Amazing. Wow, Josh. So the last part there, Space Force. Please tell me their jerseys look really cool. Like something like Star Trek-y, please.
They did look a little Star Trek-y, and they had their little logo on their arms, the Space Force logo, and then their emblem. So yeah, Space Force was actually, they were trying to recruit my future daughter, stepdaughter. So they were like, "Oh, you got to come and join us. It's really fun." But yeah, Space Force is pretty cool, and they actually did pretty well. I think they got third place. The Coast Guard got second. Mm-hmm. So
the Army just win?
Army blew it out.
Yeah, of course they did.
They destroyed it.
And there's an Army team and Army National Guard group. Because I've been working with Army National Guard, but then there's Army Esports. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay.
Totally different.
And are the Marines playing esports?
The Marines are playing esports, and they're starting to. Michael Maggette is running their team now, and Ian Mills is going to be taking over in January, and they're building their program nicely. Now, when they play characters in game, do they mostly pick like a tank? And I don't know, like if all the branches of service, United States, played Overwatch. I mean, how is there 6 branches? Am I wrong? Yeah.
If we also include like
Space
National
Force,
Guard.
Coast Guard. We don't have National Guard.
Okay. So let's say a different service played Overwatch. Would the Marines pick a tank, or who would pick a healer? I mean, like, give me an idea. If you could run through Overwatch, and I don't know all the character names, but what would each branch typically pick if they all had their way that kind of lined up with their service? What do you think?
Well, I would think the Marines would pick probably a tank or something like that. The Army would do the Warrior. Coast Guard would do something those guys are fun. So they would do something fun that had to do with the water. I don't know what we'd have to figure something out for them. And then Space Force, that would obviously be a rocket or something like that. And then
the Navy would pick somebody that flies.
Navy would pick probably submarine. Then the Air Force would do some sort of fighter jet. We'd create a character. We would have fun with it though.
The most I know about Marines, or I guess military, is just from watching A Few Good Men. So that's how ignorant I am to the service. Other than what you guys are doing and what many esports organizations and brands that are working in gaming are doing with the military service. So thank you for that. Are you our previous?
No, just a big
service?
supporter and fan of them. So
I want to make sure. So Josh, NutriGMR. I've known you for a little over a year, and you are going to be speaking today in about
I just spoke.
Oh, wait, that's right. It just happened. You just spoke about mental health. So give me a short recap of what we're trying to accomplish in the esports industry with mental health.
So, bullying, cyberbullying is a big deal in the gaming and esports space. And one of the traditional sports teach how to win. They teach you how to lose, and there's a clear delineation of path. So if you're playing Pop Warner, there's a path to the NFL. Well, with esports, there's not a real path. So they're not taught these skills that you might learn playing soccer or football or lacrosse or rugby, right? So what we're trying to do is teach those skills that are missing. How do you cope with a loss? If we have a strong player, both mentally and physically, they're pretty much not going to bully. But if you have a weak player who's not confident and they lose, they're going to start talking trash, right? So if we could help build stronger, both mentally and physically players, that's going to eliminate or help at least reduce the cases of bullying. So by teaching them not only, the traditional, skill sets, like how to cope, but leadership skills. And then we're also going to the next level and teaching them, okay, you need to breathe. How do you you're in a situation where you're playing for a win or you're trying to get a kill or whatever the game is that you're playing, a goal for, Rocket League. Well, how do you relax yourself to be able to go in the zone? So teaching them how to get into the zone. Breathing.
It's like a flow theory?
Flow, using flow, challenge. Exactly. Okay. Yep. So basically, how do we get ourselves into flow, and then how do we stay in that flow during game?
So what have you seen, what has been the most successful attempt at being a healthy gamer? What have you seen out there? What would be an everyday routine that can really be the best example of what you should do as a gamer at any age? What's a normal, typical day routine that would prove to be a really good, healthy day?
So I equate a traditional athlete with an esport athlete. So there's no differentiation in my mind, right? If you look at the mental cognitive level that an esport athlete is playing, it's the same as a football player or a track and field athlete. So when I'm prescribing like what to do, it would be the same for either, right? So sleep is obviously important. And one of the things in gaming, especially if we're doing international, is our times are all screwed up. So, trying to get as close as you can to that 8 hours of sleep, but if not, trying to take, short naps during the day to help improve that. Because I know if we're playing at a competitive level, we may not be able to get 8 hours because we got to play at 2 o'clock in the morning because we're playing against Korea or something like that. So, how do we optimize our sleep? Next is hydration. Are we drinking enough water, right? Because whether you're, if you're a track and field person, you're going to pull in a hamstring if you're not properly hydrated. So that's taking the electrolytes and drinking enough water. And then it's, okay, are we breathing properly? So during play, how are we breathing? And then are we practicing any form of mindfulness or meditation? And, how are we dealing with everything that we have going on? Everybody has different stressors. We have, our girlfriends or boyfriends just broke up with us. Our parents are yelling at us. Our, whoever. So it's how are we coping and dealing with that? And then it's, okay, what are we eating? What are we putting in our body? Because I've seen firsthand, esport athletes grabbing a high sugar energy drink, 2 or 3 a day. Well, you could do that for a short while. You start doing that for long periods of time, that's going to start to degrade the body, causing, you can't focus. and if you look at high-level athletes, they don't do that.
Yeah, right.
They may be having something on the camera that has, this is a XYZ drink.
By.
Yeah, sponsored by, but in that actual drink, I promise you it's not whatever drink you think it is. So that's a big deal.
What's a better option? What's an alternative, Josh, for those high fructose, high sugary drinks?
NutriGMR. So we'll be, we're hopefully going to be launching, we'll have a soft launch in October, but, we created that for the gamer, for that cognitive athlete, and we don't have any of that, added sugars, artificial sweeteners that spike your blood insulin levels. So that's, alternative. Right now, water, coffee, or tea. And don't add a bunch of stuff to your coffee. Just drink plain black coffee. But that's, and then throw in some electrolytes in. There's different companies like, that sell electrolytes, because if you're drinking water all day and you're not replenishing your electrolytes, like your sodium or your potassium, that's also going to have an effect on your performance, especially how you focus.
So Josh, where can I go to learn more about NutriGMR, about mental health, about what you do, about what you're trying to accomplish?
So NutriGMR.com is our website. So it's NutriGMR.com. So it's GMR is gamer. And then Warrior Gamer Foundation is Warrior GMR Foundation. And we're going to be posting a lot on mental health and performance and peak performance on both sites. So stay tuned. We're going to have, if you want to follow us on social media, it's NutriGMR_. And then on LinkedIn, it's NutriGMR. On LinkedIn, it's Warrior Gamer Foundation. Again, GMR Foundation. And we're going to start producing more and more content on breathing, on mindfulness, on diet, nutrition, and hydration.
Last bit of advice for all of us out there who are gamers about the grind. I talked to Chris from Cove yesterday about telling parents how to keep their kids and their friends away from the grind of, I got to get the top, so I'm going to play 14 hours a day. What is the last bit of advice you can offer for people who think I must grind I must play all the time in order to be the best? What are some good best practices and tools that we need to realize and focus on that's maybe not the best choice?
Well, I would just relate it back to that athlete. Is an athlete grinding all day, or are they taking time to rehabilitate themselves, to drink, to see a massage therapist, to do stretching? If you're going to be an athlete, I don't care, like we're talking about, whether you're an esport athlete or a football player, you need to treat your body. And if you're just grinding, you're never going to get to that next level. And then the second piece of advice is have fun. If you lose a sense of play, you're going to lose a sense of purpose. And if you lose a sense of purpose, you're never going to get to that higher level. So you could play 24 hours a day. Great. You're going to see your performance go like this. I don't care if you're 16, 12, or 38. Your performance is going to go down. So enjoy and don't lose your sense of purpose and why you're doing it.
Awesome. Josh Otero, NutriGMR. Check it out. We're going to be having a lot of fun here the next few days. We'll be done tomorrow night. But make sure you go to esportsta.org and check out more information. I'm Bubba Getter. See you guys later. Josh Otero. Check it out. See you guys. Bye.